Okay, ready to maybe map out your next big adventure?
I think so.
Because we've plunged into a really fascinating collection today. It's a curated list, basically, pinpointing 15 countries that are getting some serious travel buzz for 2025.
Right. Forget the endless scrolling and, those vague recommendations.
Exactly. We're trying to pull out the most exciting possibilities here, those unique angles that could turn your next trip into something, well, really special. So our mission, give you the sharpest insights, the kind that spark real wanderlust, and maybe, just maybe, move that dream trip a bit closer to reality.
Definitely. There's just so much info out there. It can be hard to cut through it all.
Yeah.
So we've really tried to focus on destinations where there's something genuinely compelling happening in 2025, not just the usual hotspots,
Right. Places offering maybe fresh perspectives, deeper experiences for you.
Exactly.
Okay, let's dive right in. First up, a country that always manages to kind of reinvent itself while still honoring its deep roots. Japan.
Japan, it's this incredible dance, isn't it?
It really is. You can wander through ancient shrines in Kyoto, really feel the weight of centuries, and then just a swift train ride later, bam, you're immersed in the electric futuristic pulse of Tokyo.
And what's really interesting for 2025 is this significant pull towards the lesser-known regions.
Okay.
I mean, sure, the iconic cities will always draw visitors, that's a given, but there's a growing enthusiasm for exploring the country's rural soul.
Right, and here's where it gets really captivating. Instead of just the classic tourist trail, imagine like trekking through those primeval cedar forests in Yakushima.
Oh, wow. You can almost smell the ancient wood, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Or picture yourself on one of those meticulously crafted scenic trains gliding through just breathtaking mountain views.
Or maybe those secluded, centuries-old onsens tucked away in quiet, traditional villages.
Yes, offering a glimpse into a completely different rhythm of life. What do you think is sort of fueling this shift towards rural exploration?
Well, I think it reflects a deeper yearning for immersion, a chance to connect with Japanese culture and its landscapes on a more profound level.
Right.
It's less about just ticking off famous sites.
Yeah, seeing the checklist.
Exactly. And more about experiencing the intricate beauty of the country as like a living thing.
That desire for a more authentic connection that leads us perfectly to Italy, a land practically synonymous with the good life, la dolce vita. But the story for 2025 seems to be about finding that sweetness in places where the crowds haven't quite reached fever pitch yet.
Precisely. While, Rome, Florence, Venice will always have their magnetic appeal,
Of course.
there's an increasing appreciation for the tranquility and charm of Italy's hidden gems. Umbria, for instance.
Ah, the green heart of Italy.
That's the one. You get those same stunning medieval towns, that feeling of stepping back in time, but with a much more intimate, relaxed atmosphere.
I can just picture wandering through those hilltop villages where the history feels so much closer. And instead of navigating packed piazzas, you could be, in a family-run vineyard, tasting the local wine.
Or even better, maybe leisurely cycling along ancient Roman roads, really soaking up the landscape at your own pace.
So what's driving this desire to slow down and explore these quieter regions? Is it just avoiding crowds?
It's partly that, sure, but it also aligns beautifully with the growing momentum behind Italy's slow food movement.
Oh, interesting.
The whole philosophy. It emphasizes savoring not just the incredible flavors, but the entire journey of food from its origins right through to the shared meal.
Okay, so give me some examples.
Well, think about actually participating in a truffle hunt in Piedmont.
Wow.
Or learning the age-old techniques of cheese making down in Puglia, or just indulging in a massive seafood feast right by the sparkling Amalfi Coast. It's about a richer, more engaged way of experiencing Italy.
It sounds like Italy in 2025 is really inviting you to live the experience, forge a deeper connection.
That's it.
Now, another European destination that's really stepped into the spotlight is Portugal. It feels like it's gone from being a kind of well-kept secret
It used to be.
to a place everyone's suddenly eager to visit. What do you see as the key drivers behind this?
Well, Lisbon is certainly a major draw. It just has this vibrant energy, you know, those iconic pastel buildings clinging to the hills, the soulful sounds of fado music drifting out of taverns, a really dynamic art scene, and, well, you can't forget the pastries.
Oh, the pastéis de nata. Irresistible.
Exactly.
But what's striking is the sheer variety Portugal offers beyond its capital. It's not just Lisbon.
Not at all. We're talking about the mist-shrouded vineyards of the Douro Valley, completely different feel.
Right.
Then the expansive golden plains of Alentejo, dotted with those ancient cork trees.
Okay.
And then you've got the dramatic volcanic landscapes of the Azores archipelago, way out in the Atlantic.
It's almost like several countries rolled into one.
It really is. And what's fascinating is the type of traveler Portugal is attracting now. There seems to be a strong preference for authentic food adventures, a more unhurried approach to travel, slow travel again, and genuine interactions with the locals, who are famously welcoming.
And sounds appealing.
And let's be practical for a moment. The fact that it generally offers a more budget-friendly experience compared to many other Western European countries, that's undoubtedly a significant factor too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great combination of beauty, culture, and value.
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch continents entirely. Southern Hemisphere, New Zealand, often called nature's playground. What makes that name stick?
It truly captures the sheer abundance and, importantly, the accessibility of outdoor activities.
Right.
I mean, the fact that you could conceivably kayak through a luminous glowworm cave in the morning.
Amazing.
Feel the adrenaline rush of a bungee jump by midday, and then relax with a world-class wine overlooking majestic mountains in the evening. That's pretty extraordinary.
It really is. And it sounds like for 2025, there's an even greater emphasis on preserving this incredible natural heritage.
Definitely. We're seeing a rise in eco-conscious accommodations, guided tours that really deeply explore Maori culture and history, and adventures specifically centered around conservation efforts.
Can you give an example? What might these ecotourism initiatives actually look like on the ground?
Sure. You might find lodges built with sustainable materials, powered by renewable energy, maybe actively involved in local conservation projects.
Gotcha.
And those Maori-led tours, they often offer really powerful insights into their deep spiritual connection to the land, sharing ancestral stories, traditional practices.
That sounds incredible.
And honestly, when you witness those landscapes, the dramatic fjords, the snow-capped peaks, the emerald rainforests, it's obvious why there's such a strong commitment to protecting them. It really does feel like stepping into some kind of fantasy realm.
From the dramatic beauty of New Zealand, let's journey to another land defined by its raw, untamed character. Iceland. Feels almost primal.
Raw and wild. That nails it, I think.
Yeah.
You're constantly surrounded by the immense power of nature. Colossal waterfalls crashing down volcanic cliffs, stark black sand beaches stretching out to the horizon, and those incredibly inviting geothermal hot springs, often with glaciers just looming in the distance. It's a really visceral experience.
And it seems even in Iceland, the focus for 2025 is shifting, moving towards those less explored territories.
That's right. While the famous Golden Circle route will always be popular naturally.
Sure, it's famous for a reason.
It is. But there's growing encouragement to venture off the beaten path, discover hidden gems like the dramatic West Fords.
What makes those lesser-known areas so appealing now?
Well, it taps into that increasing desire we keep seeing for more secluded, authentic encounters.
Yeah.
The West Fords, for example, offer just rugged, dramatic beauty, but with fewer crowds. It allows for a more intimate connection with Iceland's wild nature.
And like New Zealand, a strong commitment to responsible travel.
Very strong. You'll find accommodations powered by geothermal energy, tour operators dedicated to minimizing their environmental footprint. It's baked into the approach there.
It sounds like a destination where you can witness these immense forces of nature, but also really appreciate the efforts to preserve its fragility. Okay, let's turn our attention to a classic. Greece often conjures images of, sun-drenched islands, ancient ruins.
Your classics, yeah.
But it appears that in 2025, the narrative is expanding.
Right.
It's way beyond just the iconic blue domes of Santorini.
Absolutely. I mean, Santorini's beauty is undeniable, of course.
Right.
But there's such a wealth of diverse experiences across Greece. Islands like Naxos, for example, stunning golden beaches, really authentic local tavernas. They offer a more relaxed, maybe more traditional island experience.
Okay.
And then you have somewhere like Syros, showcasing beautiful neoclassical architecture and a genuine glimpse into everyday Greek life, not just tourism.
And it's not just the islands, is it? Mainland Greece sounds equally enticing.
Oh, definitely. Opportunities for, say, invigorating hikes in the dramatic Zagori region.
Never heard of it.
It's stunning. Or exploring ancient archaeological sites without the overwhelming throngs you find elsewhere. Or even sailing through the sapphire waters of the Ionian Sea.
What kind of traveler do you think is drawn more to those mainland experiences?
I think it appeals to those seeking a deeper engagement with Greece's history, its culture, its natural beauty, but maybe away from the intense popularity of some of the more famous islands.
Right.
It's about reconnecting with age-old traditions, savoring that incredibly fresh, flavorful food, and just immersing yourself in the timeless beauty of the Mediterranean landscape.
Okay, shifting gears again. Let's journey down under to the vast, diverse continent of Australia. It sounds like it's enthusiastically welcoming travelers back, maybe with even more to discover.
Yeah, there's definitely a sense of Australia being back and better than ever. The iconic experiences are still essential, of course.
Like the reef.
Exactly. The breathtaking underwater world of the Great Barrier Reef, it's a must-see. And a road trip through the awe-inspiring landscapes of the outback. That's an adventure you won't forget.
But beyond those classic adventures, it sounds like the arts and culinary scenes in cities like Sydney and Melbourne are really flourishing.
They really are vibrant, dynamic cities, and I'm particularly intrigued by the mention of Indigenous-led cultural tours gaining traction.
Me too. What kind of insights do those experiences offer?
Well, they provide a really powerful opportunity to connect with the land and its ancient stories, but through the perspectives of its first peoples.
How so?
You might learn about traditional land management practices, hear Dreamtime narratives, understand the deep spiritual connection Indigenous Australians have with their environment. It's profound.
That sounds amazing.
And for wildlife lovers, Tasmania and Kangaroo Island are highlighted as prime spots. Unique encounters with Australia's incredible animals and their natural habitats.
Wow, okay. Let's return to Europe, a country known for its passionate spirit, vibrant culture. Spain, Barcelona, Madrid, perennial favorites. But it seems 2025 is the year to maybe venture slightly off that well-trodden path.
That's the idea. Regions like Asturias, nestled up in the north of Spain.
Okay.
They're increasingly being recognized for their stunning emerald valleys and rugged, dramatic coastlines. It's a beautiful contrast to the sun-drenched beaches many might typically associate with Spain.
A greener Spain.
Exactly. And it's often in these smaller towns, isn't it, that you truly encounter the heart and soul of a country.
Totally.
We're talking about those lively local fiestas, the incredible slow-cooked regional dishes you won't find in the big cities, the traditional crafts passed down through generations.
What's the atmosphere like in those more authentic settings? Is it very different?
Oh, yeah. There's a real sense of community, of tradition. You'll find a slower pace of life, a genuine warmth and interactions with locals. You get a chance to experience that contagious Spanish way of life.
The tapas, the siestas.
The late-night tapas gatherings, the leisurely afternoon siestas, the passionate rhythms of flamenco maybe popping up spontaneously. It's a beautiful balance between vibrant city life and these more tranquil, authentic escapes.
From the energy of Spain, let's journey south to the captivating contrasts of South Africa, described as wild, free, and beautiful. That's pretty evocative.
It really is, and it genuinely delivers on that. It offers such an incredible range of experiences.
Like what?
Well, imagine witnessing majestic elephants roaming freely across those iconic golden savannas as the sun dips below the horizon.
Incredible image.
And then, in stark contrast, finding yourself amidst the lush rolling vineyards of Stellenbosch sampling world-class wines.
Quite the juxtaposition.
Totally. And the travel infrastructure there is also evolving. We're seeing a rise in luxurious yet eco-conscious lodges.
Okay.
More opportunities for meaningful cultural exchanges with local communities and those, breathtakingly scenic drives along the famed garden route.
What kind of impact are these developments having on the actual travel experience?
I think it allows for a more immersive and crucially responsible way to experience the country's incredible diversity.
Right.
You can connect with its wild nature, explore its buzzing cities, engage with its rich cultural tapestry, all while supporting sustainable tourism. It's a country with a deep soul, lots to offer.
Now let's cross the Atlantic again to the vast, welcoming landscapes of Canada. Endless wilderness and heartwarming hospitality sounds about right.
It really encapsulates its essence, I think.
What are some of the must-see natural wonders or cultural experiences for travelers thinking about Canada in 2025?
Gosh, where to start? The natural beauty is just staggering. From the turquoise lakes and towering peaks of Banff in the Rockies,
Classic.
to the dramatic red cliffs and charming coastal scenery of Prince Edward Island on the East Coast, and the vibrant outdoorsy culture of Vancouver out west.
And what's particularly exciting for 2025, you mentioned, is this growing emphasis on Indigenous tourism.
Yes, very much so. It sounds like there will be even more opportunities for travelers to respectfully learn about the rich history and diverse cultures of Canada's First Nations.
What might some of those Indigenous tourism experiences actually involve?
Well, you might find guided tours led by Indigenous knowledge keepers sharing their history, traditions, perspectives on the land.
Okay.
These experiences can range from storytelling and traditional arts workshops to exploring sacred sites, learning about ancient ecological knowledge. It really frames Canada as this incredible journey into both its stunning nature and its deep, complex history.
Okay, next up, Southeast Asia, a country often called the ultimate playground for explorers, Thailand. What makes it so appealing to such a wide range of people?
I think it's the sensory experience. It's just captivating. The ornate, glittering temples that seem to shimmer in the sunlight, the bustling markets, alive with the sounds of vendors, the vibrant colors of exotic fruits, tuk-tuk zipping around.
You can almost hear it.
And then those incredibly inviting beaches that just beckon you to relax and unwind. It hits a lot of notes.
And it's encouraging to hear that for 2025, there's a growing focus on sustainable practices there too.
Yes, definitely. From eco-friendly resorts to initiatives aimed at marine conservation and more authentic community-based tourism experiences.
How are these efforts changing how people can experience Thailand? Is it noticeable?
I think it allows for a more responsible and enriching way to travel. You're supporting local communities, minimizing environmental impact. It seems to enhance the overall experience, really, blending that adventure and celebration Thailand is known for with a deeper respect for its natural and cultural heritage.
Now let's pop back to Europe, a country with that legendary Adriatic coastline, Croatia. Those coastal views are iconic, but it sounds like there's a push to explore beyond the usual hotspots in 2025.
Absolutely. I mean, Dubrovnik, Split, undeniably beautiful, incredibly popular.
Right.
But there's a wealth of other experiences. Think about the rolling hills of Istria.
Okay.
Charming medieval villages, forests rich in truffles offers a completely delightful contrast to the coast.
Sounds like Italy almost.
A little bit, yeah. And then you have the less touristed islands like Vis or Milnjet, places where you can find a slower pace of life, witness truly spectacular sunsets, without the crowds.
What makes these lesser-known areas so special, do you think?
It sounds like Croatia just offers this wonderful combination of ancient history and incredibly fresh natural beauty. And these spots give you opportunities to discover a more tranquil, secluded travel experience away from the main tourist trails.
It feels both ancient and endlessly fresh somehow.
Precisely. That's a great way to put it. Deeply rooted in the past, but constantly offering new discoveries.
Okay, our global exploration continues to Vietnam, described as a whirlwind of flavors, sights, and sounds. Paints a picture of a truly immersive experience.
It really is a feast for the senses, utterly captivating.
What are some of the contrasting elements that make it so?
Well, you might find yourself navigating the ancient, bustling alleyways of Hanoi one moment, motorbikes everywhere.
Yeah. And the next, you're gliding peacefully along a serene river in a traditional boat in the Mekong Delta, say. The juxtaposition of the old and the new, the vibrant cities and the tranquil countryside, that's part of its unique charm.
And it's good to hear that improved infrastructure and a growing ecotourism scene in 2025 are making it even more accessible.
Yes, making it easier to explore both the well-known highlights and some of Vietnam's hidden treasures.
How is this increased accessibility impacting the traveler experience, do you think?
Well, it opens up opportunities for more independent exploration, allows travelers to venture further off the beaten path, discovering the country's diverse landscapes and cultures more easily.
Right.
And as one of our sources so perfectly put it, the food is simply soul-nourishing.
That says it all, really.
Doesn't it? Speaks volumes about the cultural richness.
Okay, from the bustling energy of Vietnam, let's journey to North Africa. The vibrant colors and cultures of Morocco, described as pure vibrancy. I can almost feel the sensory richness from here.
You absolutely should. It's one of those places. What are some of the quintessential Moroccan experiences for a 2025 trip?
Okay, imagine wandering through the labyrinthine, blue-washed streets of Chefchaouen.
The Blue City, yeah.
Experiencing the timeless tradition of a camel ride across the majestic Saharan dunes at sunset or sunrise.
Oh.
Or savoring the sweetness of mint tea on a rooftop in Marrakech as the evocative call to prayer echoes around you. It's just incredibly immersive and unforgettable.
And it sounds like for 2025, there's an anticipation of New boutique hotels, maybe secluded desert retreats, and more curated cultural experiences.
That's the buzz, offering travelers even more ways to connect with the authentic heart of Morocco.
What kind of unique stays or experiences might travelers expect from that?
Think of intimate ryads offering really personalized service, maybe luxurious desert camps under a canopy of stars. Guided tours focusing on specific aspects of Moroccan culture, like Berber traditions or the art of local craftsmanship. It's a place that truly awakens all the senses. The vibrant sights, the exotic sounds, the fragrant spices, the rich textures. It's an extraordinary departure from the everyday.
Okay, finally, let's conclude our world tour in the breathtaking natural beauty of Norway. The landscapes are described as breathtaking beyond belief. That's a high bar.
It is a high bar, but Norway consistently delivers. It really does.
What are some of the natural wonders that live up to that description?
Oh, gosh. Navigating the dramatic fjords, those towering cliffs plunging straight into mirror-like waters.
Classic image.
Hiking through vast, seemingly endless valleys carved by ancient glaciers. And of course, witnessing the ethereal dancing lights of the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. The natural wonders are truly majestic.
And it's commendable that Norway maintains such a strong commitment to sustainable tourism for 2025.
Very much so. Ensuring travelers can experience this incredible beauty while minimizing their environmental impact.
What are some examples of those sustainable tourism efforts in Norway?
You might find eco-certified accommodations, restrictions on vehicle access in certain fragile areas, tour operators who prioritize responsible wildlife viewing, waste management. It reflects a deep respect for the pristine environment.
So it feels wild and majestic, but also responsible.
Exactly, promising an experience that is both unforgettable and environmentally conscious.
Wow, what an incredible journey around the globe, seriously. From ancient traditions in Japan to the untamed wilderness of Norway.
Quite the range.
It's clear that 2025 is shaping up to be an exceptional year for exploration. Destinations catering to every imaginable travel style, whether you're drawn to nature's grandeur, rich cultural immersion, deep historical discoveries, or just the pure thrill of a new adventure.
Absolutely. And a key theme that keeps emerging, I think, is this desire among travelers for more meaningful, more authentic encounters.
Yeah, deeper connections.
A chance to forge a deeper connection with the places they visit and the people who call them home. Less superficial, maybe.
Definitely feels that way. So now for the exciting question for you listening. Out of all these diverse and captivating destinations, which one is currently sparking your imagination the most for a potential 2025 adventure?
Yeah, which one jumped out?
We'd love for you to start your own exploration based on this, maybe even share which destination is now at the top of your list. The world awaits.
It really does.
And it truly feels like 2025 is the perfect time to answer its call.